This song, Letting Go, was one of the first songs that we had written when we got to America. We'd just left Australia, we'd just left everything that we know, our friends, our family, our jobs, to fly to America to do what we believe God had called us to do. And for some that might sound like the dream, to leave Australia to fly to America to do music, but to be honest with you, for me it wasn't the dream. It was something that was uncomfortable. It was something that caused me anxiety and stress. There were sleepless nights. I was rattling through my brain fear and anxiety with things that I was facing. I'd never faced this before. I'd never faced fear. I'd never faced anxiety, and to this extent. And now here I am, and I'm kind of facing it. That's keeping me up at night, and I question. I'm like, God, why is this so hard? If you've called me to do it, why is it so hard? I've said yes, so therefore it should just be easy. It should be easy for me to do what you've called me to do. We'd been in America for a few weeks, and Luke and Jess were upstairs writing, and Luke came down and he talked to me, and he said, I want you to write down everything that you're experiencing right now, which was confronting to me because I had never really had to think about it. I'd never really had to face that before, and so I'd written down everything that I was feeling on a piece of paper, and I took it up to him and left it with him, and I came back downstairs and I really started to think about the things that I'd written down. I kind of thought, why am I dealing with this stuff? Why am I facing this? You know, I've done what God's asked me to do. I'm over here because He's asked me to do it, and I've said yes to Him, and I really felt like, why is this so hard? I'm doing what You've asked me to do, God. Why is it that it is, I'm anxious? Why is it that I feel this way? And you know, I really believe that in that time, he said to me, he said, you know, because you're trying to control everything. You're trying to plan your steps. You're trying to manufacture this journey. And you know, I was putting my trust in all these other things other than God. You know, I was worried about money, and I was putting my trust in the fact that I would be happy if we had money. You know, I really believe that God was like, you need to let go of everything. You need to give it to me. You need to let me take over and trust me. It says in the Bible, in Proverbs 3, 5 and 6, trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge Him, and He will make your path straight. And in that moment, I knew that I wasn't trusting God. I was really leaning on what I know. I was leaning on what I could see. And you know, He called me to this, but I was trying to make it happen. God called me to it, but then I was trying to plan it. In that time, as soon as I made the decision to let go of these things, to trust God with all my heart, lean not on my own understanding, that's when things started to change. This song, Letting Go, is exactly that. It's letting go of all my anxiety about these things. It's letting go of all my fear and giving it to God and letting God take control, letting God take over. And since letting go, I really believe that things have started to change. The way I look at things, God has changed the way I see things and the way I view things. And I've learned that it is so easy to trust in the Lord if you truly believe that He is good all the time. And that's the question I asked myself. Did I truly believe that God was good all the time? And when I answered that question with yes, when I answered with yes, I believe that He's good in every area of my life all the time, and that He wants me to experience life like I could never imagine, then it's easy for me to trust in Him. It's easy for me to let go of everything that I was worried about and know that He has a plan for me, that He has a purpose for me, and that if I just let go and trust in Him with all my heart, He will lead me, He will guide me, and He will lead me into the best life that I possibly could have. And that's this song. That's the anthem of this song that I sing. Worry and fear and anxiety still try and come. They still try and get me down. But in that moment, I can sing this song and say these words and know that I don't have to deal with those feelings anymore. That I don't have to give in to those thoughts anymore. Because I have Jesus and I trust in Him with all my heart. And I don't have to know the steps. I don't have to see the steps, but I know that God is good and He's good all the time.